Hi, everybody. It's Craig from Picks and Parlays back with your halftime betting picks for Sunday Night Football. It's Sunday, September 11th. Cowboys hosting in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I have Nick Earl and Mr. Sean Higgs in to talk about a little halftime betting action and where we're going to go. Right now, 12-3 Cowboys with like 10, 14 seconds left. Not the game, but they've tried 6 field goals. We're 5 of 6 from the field goal. Tampa Bay did miss a chippy, but a one-side dominated game. Sean, what do you think so far?
Well, I thought it would be an under. I thought Dallas would show up a little bit and be somewhat competitive. The offensive line woes, holy goodness gracious. And the fact that, we just talked about before we came on, Dallas says they don't have NFL wide receivers. You have one NFL wide receiver. You got waiver wire pickups, free agents. What kind of offense do you think you're going to have when you are missing 3/5 of your offensive line? And you have one NFL drafted wide receiver on your roster. And you're playing, not to defend the Super Bowl champs, but let's be honest, this is a Super Bowl type team. Quality. Keep pounding the under. This is an underplay from when the Lions came out in June. You should have been on this under with Dallas. They had no receivers on the roster.
So, Nick, you want to update us on the current odds? I know they're probably just going to take a knee here, so we'll probably see what the current odds for the game.
I'm currently seeing the Cowboys or the Buccaneers are at 7.5-point favorites live with a minus 425 money line. 38.5 is the total for live right now.
Okay, so we'll talk about a little more about this game, Nick. I mean, obviously we talked before this when we were waiting to go on in Tampa Bay to kick that field goal. This is a Dallas team that's flawed. Mike McCarthy on the hot seat, and this isn't going to help.
Absolutely not, no. And we kind of saw this. I feel like my play was kind of solidified once I saw that they're missing a few offensive linemen, especially when they announced Tyron Smith was going to be out for a few weeks. That made I was initially leading Dallas in this game. And then I saw Tyron Smith out, and I was like, yeah, that's a huge part of your run game right there. And that once that happened, I ended up jumping on the under. I got under 50 in this game. So I'm loving this so far. This is exactly the type of game I wanted to see. Plus, usually when it comes to this, I feel like if I'm going to be on any other primetime games here at the halftime betting shows, I'm probably going to tell you the same thing. I'm on an under because primetime unders have been just money the last 5 seasons. So I feel like this was one of those games where I really like the under. If you're looking to live bet this now, I don't know if I would take the under because my philosophy is that if I could have gotten a better line before the game, I'm not going to double down here with the worst line just to bet something live.
Well, this is the total yards so far. There's still 14 seconds left, but 95 yards for the Cowboys, 219 yards for the Buccaneers. I mean, they're lucky. It should be 15-0. They missed a chippy. That this is 30-0. I mean, they were down there several times and had a few openings. A couple of them just, good defense. But, I mean, this Tampa Bay team has left some points on the board. And Dallas, not really. I mean, other than that first possession, they get a field goal that first possession. They had one good pass play after that called back for pass interference, offensive pass interference. I mean, they've done nothing in between.
Yeah. You know what? As much as I like the under here, and I was just said ride the under, I can really see, because as Craig said, Tampa was down there making some plays, and you're literally Michael Parsons 2 sacks away from them having 2 more touchdowns instead of 0 touchdowns, right? So you're telling me they can't score 4 touchdowns in the second half? Dallas can't get a first down. So let's be honest. Tampa's going to be taking the ball over close to their own 40, and then 3 plays, you're going to be in field goal range minimum. So I won't be shocked at a 30-10 type game here overall. I mean, it'll be, and I got Dallas. I got Dallas 2.5, and I got the 52.5 opener here on the under, but I could see this turn into a blowout.
What's the Dak Prescott? Is there any Dak Prescott halftime props there, Nick? Do you see? It might not be up yet because it just went to half.
Not on the book. I have the only live odds that just the book I look at is touchdown scorers, and you can get like anytime touchdown scorer, you can get Dak Prescott at like. If I can even find him in here.
I'm going to say look for a Dak. I'm going to say a Dak interception. 1, so. A Dak interception will be in the works, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the one he threw was terrible. Like, I don't know what he was looking at. That was a terrible decision. That pretty much. I don't know how you don't. I just sent out for all my VIP members. I always send out halftime live betting stuff. I said take Tampa Bay money line the second half. I think you're going to get them anywhere from -105 to -115. I think Tampa Bay wins the second half just because they own the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball.
Third quarter. Well, no, second half here. Second half, I'm seeing you can get the Buccaneers for +130.
Yeah, so that last field goal, before that last field goal, it was -105. That's when I sent it out. That last field goal, that makes sense.
So they're anticipating Dallas to get a little closer here.
And a lot of people that had Dallas before trying to hey, let's try to, get our money back kind of thing. If you watch that game and you're betting Dallas thinking they're going to win this second half, you're crazy. They can't run the ball. That's their one thing that I thought they might be able to do between Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott. They can't even do that.
Yeah, I got a Tampa Bay to score more than 24.5 points right now for -110. That's something you might want to jump on. 2 touchdowns. Total. Yeah, just score 24.5 points. Yeah.
Total.
So you need 2 touchdowns. Yes. Total for the game.
I could see that one because if there's anybody scoring touchdowns, it's Tampa Bay. Because their running game has been really good until they got to the red zone. And then it's been so vanilla. I guess if you're winning and you're dominating like this, you're like, hey, we don't need to do anything crazy. We don't need to show anything. We're just going to do simple and not show anything. And,
pound the rock down their throat.
Right. But eventually, when you get down to the goal line, you don't have to guard 30 yards down the field. So everybody's closer to the line of scrimmage. Much tougher to do that. So I think I like that over. So basically 2 touchdowns. That's all they got to get.
Yeah.
Or 5 more field goals.
Yeah. If that's the pace we're on, is they need 5 more field goals.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the kicker's like, hey, I'm getting paid per. If you have in your fantasy football the Tampa Bay kicker today, you're doing pretty good.
They have a prop.
Allie Burns would be their top player.
Is this even possible? I don't want to say the book has a over 6.5 field goals for +105.
That has to be the
2 more field goals?
6.5 over 6.5 +105.
I guess they're saying no way Dallas is kicking field goals because
true.
Yeah. And Tampa Bay, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do. I have the over for the game, so I'm just counting this as a loss. I really like this halftime line. I've already put it in.
See, Craig, if I were you, I would live bet the over 38.
I don't usually chase like that because I think this could get really ugly. I think Tampa Bay is going to win the second half. I just think they're the
only way I can bet it here. That would be with my philosophy. The only thing I could bet is the over for this game.
Well, but then you go to the side. That's why I saw the side.
Or Dallas.
Tampa Bay. I liked Tampa Bay a little bit beforehand, but I was a little worried because Tampa Bay had some offensive line issues as well.
They lost their center. That's when I really jumped on the under when their center went out. Their backup center got hurt as well.
Yeah,
and then I get. Listen, Brady's a Hall of Famer. He still didn't play all preseason, and then you got a backup behind center. So maybe that contributed to some of the early sacks and
Nick. Have you seen that line move at all? Has that halftime line moved at all?
I'm only seeing this book took away the spreads for it.
Dave says Tampa +2 over 23.5 in the second half.
What is it?
Yeah.
+2 over 23.5 second.
Yeah, I'm seeing +1.5 and 23.5. Dallas is a favorite to win the second half.
Yeah, which I mean I get. When you're down, you're the team that's going to be the one pushing the ball down the field. But to me, Tampa Bay, when you can run the ball like they've been running the ball, play action pass, everything. And Tom Brady, his play action passing is he's I won't say he's unathletic because that would be unfair. He's not nimble. Let's put it that way. But his play action passing is as good as anybody, always has been. And I think they're just going to pick them apart this second half. They're going to run, and then you come all the way up.
Yeah.
Julio Jones looks great, too. I mean, I don't know where he was last year. Tennessee, he looked terrible. I'll be honest. I thought his career was probably over.
Well,
he
that's
looks
also
like Julio.
Let's look at that team for a second. You got Tannehill throwing you the ball and not Tom Brady. Tom Brady's gonna make everybody look pretty good. I mean, that guy made Wes Welker look like a Hall of Famer. I mean, come on, that guy. Every guy he throws to, you got a great guy throwing to you. You look fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, they drafted Julian Edelman out of Kent State as a quarterback. I mean, and Chris Hogan was a lacrosse player. He made him look good.
I mean, Julio Jones is a Hall of Fame type of guy. He's gonna run his route.
He didn't look explosive last year. Like, you know what I mean? Like they had another
put
great
up crazy numbers last year.
They had a great when Brown was out last year. Remember how much they struggled to move the ball though?
Yeah.
I mean, Julio was banged up too, but like
they had no Henry either. They had no running back
when
either.
he was in Atlanta, his ability, like he didn't score a lot, but in between the 20s, he was unbelievable. Like unbelievable.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Today, I would say this division today, Eagles look good. Giants, of course, miracle. Go for 2 for. I still think that was one of the dumbest. I mean,
Giants are winning the division. It's done. The Giants
out.
are winning the division.
What are they going for a tie? Come on.
Well, you go for overtime. They had all the momentum. They dominated the second half. Giants, Saquon Barkley looked like Saquon Barkley.
You don't want to risk giving the Titans the ball on a coin flip. I agree with that.
That team. You need at least if they would have lost. I disagree because I'm thinking that team has won 3 or 4 games for the last 5 or 6 years.
The first time they're over 500 in how many years?
I mean, that says desperation though. Like if I'm a player, I'm like, dude, and they did.
I don't mind that.
I watched the whole second half. They were dominated the first half. They did not look good. The second half, they dominated. I mean, what did they score? 3 points, Tennessee, the second half? They had all the momentum, and I'm always a momentum guy. Like, hey, Tennessee better hope they got the ball first, because if they didn't, Giants were scoring a touchdown. Saquon Barkley.
Saquon did what he wanted to do today.
He looked amazing. Amazing. Like
Tennessee had a touchdown in the third.
Let's hope he stays healthy, because let's be honest, when he came into the league, he was a game changer. And once it's taken him a few years to get back to that. So let's hope for their sake. Daniel Jones, like that interception he threw in the end zone, I don't know if you guys saw that one. That was some kind of terrible, because at least if they would have got a field goal there, then another field goal, they would have won the game. But like that was, did you see the coach like just lay into him on the sideline? I love that. I love that.
I think Daniel Jones is going to be good under this new head coach. I like the new head coach a lot as a Giants fan. I think that he's going to try to revamp this offense a little bit.
But Daniel Jones is not the guy. Like he's Ryan Tannehill. Like he can probably win if you have really good players around him. But
who's his coaches before though? Look at the guys who were coaching him.
Yeah, he had Joe Judge and Jason Garrett. Let's put him with a real head coach.
If you gave Patrick Mahomes
play for the Colts in 2 years.
If you gave Patrick Mahomes bad coaches, he'd be good. If you gave Aaron Jones, look,
I know how did Mac Jones look with Joe Judge as his coordinator today?
McCarthy was the coach of Green Bay. Let's remember that. He's as bad as he is. Like he was the coach of
but he had Aaron Rodgers.
He won a Super Bowl. He won. That's what I'm saying. He's not Aaron Rodgers. He's not the guy. And this is the draft. There's a ton of quality quarterbacks coming out this year. Superstars.
And Daniel Jones is a free agent at the end of this year.
Right.
Yeah, so he's going to be extra motivated to get stuff done.
I think they're going to win 7-8 games.
They're winning the division.
Enough to win the division.
No.
Division winner, baby.
If Jalen Hurts plays they played the Lions, but I mean, if they can avoid turnovers.
Let's not mention that the 3 NFC East teams that won today played pretty bad teams, and I count Titans as a bad team. I'm not high on them whatsoever. I think they missed
Cowboys
the playoff.
Drew bad luck. They drew bad luck to Cowboys because they're banged up, and then they get probably the best team. I'm guessing they're the favorite to win the NFC right now.
Probably
the Bucs. If not, the Rams. Rams probably were right there, but now after they didn't look good, I got to think the Bucs are number 1 now.
How about this? If they pull off the upset tomorrow night, the Seattle Seahawks could be in first place of that division.
Yes.
Yeah. Trey Lance. I mean, I'm not going to
garbage.
I'm not going to panic.
He's going to replay. I'll tell you what, they got they're getting 10 points. San Fran's laying 10 next week to Seattle. I would grab Seattle plus 10. I grabbed Seattle plus 10 already.
I'm leaning the other way
because I think that's what Seattle does.
Yeah, I'm ready for overreaction week 2, so I can back the teams that failed to cover by at least 10 points next week.
I'll take my 10 there. I'll take 13.5 with the Falcons from the Rams.
Hey, one of you let me know when this game comes back on, FYI. I would say this though. After watching the first week, and like you said, you can overreact. I mean, college football. Look at the overreactions that happen, and then
I followed all those this year. And if you backed every single team that did not cover FBS school versus FBS school, let me clarify that one. That did not cover by at least 14 points. They went 8-2 straight up and 6-3-1 against the spread.
All right, for you guys just joining in, give me the updated odds there, Higgs. For the halftime of this Cowboys game?
I don't have them right in front of me. I closed that.
All right, so here's what I'm giving out.
Nick had them up. It was 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Cowboys -1.5 total
23,
23.5.
And the Bucs are plus what now for this to win the second half?
Plus 120 to win the second half.
I'm taking the Bucs plus 120 to win the second half. I bet them at -105 before they kicked that last field goal. I like them even more
Still,
now.
you have to like them.
I think Tampa Bay is going to dominate this second half.
I agree.
I can't get away from the total. I'm on the over. I'm not going to chase the over total now. I would need a miracle. The Cowboys would have to, find a new offensive lineman and some receivers at halftime, and I don't think that's happening. So, Sean, anything you're betting here at half?
I'm not going to jump in. I got the Cowboys for the game, and I got the under. So, worst case, but I'll split. But I agree with you on Tampa Bay. Dallas looks terrible. No offense, no line. So, I'm just hoping it stays under and it doesn't turn into some kind of crazy game where it's 45-10 or something.
Nick, you are you going into your prop, the field goal prop? I like the over field goal prop. I'm gonna be honest.
6.5. I mean, 2 field goals.
2 field goals. I think Tampa Bay is at least getting one.
Especially if Dallas comes down and they just want to put, if it's 12-3 at the ball, they'll put 3 on the board. They'll kick a field goal. I mean, to make it 12-6, it'd be like we're still one possession game. Yeah.
Right, but Tampa Bay gets the ball first. So if Tampa Bay would go down and score, then that would be like, especially a touchdown. Then I could see where they're probably not kicking a lot of field goals after that. But getting back to the action from today and even Thursday night football, like nothing. Like if you're a Bills fan, the Super Bowl is for real. There's nothing. There's no one in. I guess the Chiefs, they look really good today too. But I mean, the Cardinals are.
Yeah,
I was on the Cardinals too today.
I think I have the Chiefs right up there too. Yeah, but
I still think if the Bills played them, I think the Chiefs at this point the Bills are a better team.
Yeah, I think that's a pick 'em on a neutral site. To be completely honest, I think it's about that close.
The Bills need home field advantage this year.
Yeah,
because if you got to go to Buffalo, that's a big home field.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. One thing I will be on maybe I think on Monday night is or not tomorrow, but the following Monday, because that's when Buffalo plays. I want Tennessee, and I want to see if I can get double digits with Tennessee.
It's there. It's 9.5, 10 right now.
9.5, 10. Perfect. I'm going to probably back that because this is a combination of overreactions. I told you Tennessee lost to New York, and Tim, Buffalo looked unstoppable.
Nick, I told you about Tim today, midday money. I said, take Buffalo right now. It's 7.5, because after the Tennessee Titans lose today, that line will be 10. By kickoff.
Yep.
Sure enough, it is a 9.5. Yep.
I said that after on that. On what game?
That
I'll probably bet the under.
Last year they played on like a Thursday, I believe, and it was an over, and it was like bad weather, if I remember right, and it was at Tennessee.
49.5 for Buffalo, Tennessee next week. It's a 9.5
really high scoring game last year, so that's interesting. That's an interesting number. I would think it would have been 50.
But Tennessee, come on, Tennessee put 20 up against the Giants.
Right, but the difference is against the Giants, you don't have to score. You know you're going to be in the game. You don't have to take chances. You want to beat the Bills, you got to take chances. This is not you're not beating the Bills playing conservative.
I know you don't. I know you don't have to score, but when all of a sudden your lead is evaporating, it's time to put points on the board, and they couldn't do it. I mean,
they're not a team
you're up in the first.
We are underway on the third quarter, by the way.
All right, so let's wrap it up here. Hope everybody had a good halftime. We'll be back Monday Night Football. I haven't chosen the superstars, the handicappers that are beyond, but make sure you join in. So if you haven't done so, hit that like button and hit the subscribe so that way you make sure you get notified when we go live. I said money line, Tampa Bay for second half, so let's hope Tampa Bay goes down and scores a touchdown.
Yep.
All right, guys.
I second that for you there.
All right, everybody have a good night. Good luck, guys, on your bets.
Yes.